Does anybody know how I can get in touch with Joe? Well, he's right here.
This is Joe B,
Joe B.
the place to be.
There you go.
Reggae Sumfest is back. The return. Let's go.
2022. You've had a couple of challenges this evening. Tell us a little bit about that and how you're overcoming those.
Well, you know, the Almighty gave us a little rainstorm that was absolutely thrilling. It was like 30 seconds over Tokyo. I imagine your listeners probably don't even know what that recalls in history, but we're all back and we're rolling. Everyone is. We started about 59 minutes late, which is okay, and the fans are here. There's already, I don't know, 5,000-6,000 people that just in the last hour, and we'll see what happens. I'm feeling.
Tell us what's happening.
It's
with
showtime now. You know, it's all the preparation, and the rain came for about. I guess it rained for maybe 20 minutes hard, and that kind of rattled everybody. But we're back. We're ready.
Yeah.
The team is tight. You look nice with that lipstick. You know.
Thank you. Tell me a little bit about what's going on with pay-per-view.
With who?
Pay-per-view. I'm very interested in the pay-per-view, and
Yeah.
people been asking us how do they get on what does that cost and how do they?
I think when you go on reggaesumfest.com, you can. It's advertised on there. You can just push the right buttons and you get on really easy. It's right there on reggaesumfest.com. Tickets.
Okay. What are you expecting as the outcome from tonight? You have on a couple of young artists, and you have on a couple of artists that have been around for a year, 2 years, going up to half a decade that you have on tonight. What's your expected outcome from that?
Well, you know, it might be the beginning of a new discovery. That's what happens. Someone that's never known very much before, and they do something to ignite the audience and find their audience. That happens, and Reggae Sumfest has a history of developing young artists to come on. And this time around, we've actually put a lot of new ones in the beginning of the show to give them that opportunity as people are starting to come in. And then at the end of the show tonight, you know, the big dogs, the COVID babies come in, and the ones that that were not born, but were being revered in the time of COVID and being locked up for 2 years, and they were creative enough to be able to get exposed and have a following of a lot of fans. They got a lot of good songs that people like, and now it's showtime at Reggae Sumfest.
A lot of
Judith,
work
I have a
has
question
gone.
for
Oh
Joe.
yeah, go
I have a
ahead,
question for
Raga.
Joe.
We have Raga Shanti, who is also online live in New York, the New York tri-state area,
Right.
on our sister station, Irie Jam Radio. Go ahead, Raga.
Okay, people, this is Joe Bogdanovic, and I'm CEO extraordinaire of Reggae Sumfest and doing some magical things. And so, my question to you, Joe, is you guys made a deliberate strategic decision to refocus Sumfest on local talent. What was the reason for that, and how has it been going so far?
So if you didn't hear him clearly, what he's saying is the fact that you guys have made it intentional and strategic to refocus on local artists. Why did you do that?
Well, we've done that since I first began, right? Which is our music, our festival, our culture. And the international stars are here. And the stars to become these reggae stars, these dancehall stars, they come as youth. And they start to learn from their elders, hopefully. And that's why we're supporting the youth, as always, because we have to keep the future bright. That hasn't changed. In fact, it's increasing.
Okay, Raga, good. You have a follow-up to that one?
I have several, but you go ahead.
Because he does make a strong point. If we intend to grow the music, then we definitely have to put focus on the young generation of artists. And so that's exactly what Sumfest is doing this year. As we've been telling you, myself and Roddy, we have a number of younger artists on the stage, even right now. Joe, you were making a point, sorry?
We've been doing that since I've taken over, you know.
How many years have you been doing this
maybe
now?
Maybe it's 5 years, you know. So I
Which is another question. Why is it that you, as an expatriate, has seen the need to be spending on Jamaican music in this big way?
Well, I come from a musical background. I come from a film background, and I love communications, especially these days with the new technology and just the whole social scene. And it's a new way of communicating. It just makes so much. It gives more opportunity for those that don't have much opportunity to learn and to develop and do some good things. That's what it's about.
Well, have you been getting return on money spent?
Of course. Yeah.
Because you're doing it through Down Sound Records. Which artists do you now manage?
Well, I still manage Harry Toddler, who was one of the founders of Down Sound Records.
We Scared Him Crew.
Before the Scared Him Crew.
Okay.
And then we have Diani, who's a good, promising youth that's coming up. The girls love him, and he's got great lyrics. He's very talented. And then there's Marcy Chin, who's a dancehall artist and pop artist, and she's one we're developing, and we're going to see how like Marcy plays tonight in the last section, and Diani plays just before Barris Hammond. By the way, Barris is going to come by here tonight just to hang out. He wants to feel the place, So that's a compliment.
Okay. So in terms of you have your own record label, in terms of you're pushing out artists, and you've helped with Sting, and then you've moved on to Reggae Sumfest, and you keep focusing on local acts and local music, as Raga Shanti has said, and we just want to say thank you.
Well, the difference between the artists that are from here and then the ones that are being developed and maybe taking over a lot of space in the music globe, which is some of that sunshine reggae things, And it's very important that we get our stuff together here, because if you're not, you're going to lose your culture, and that's no bueno.
No bueno at all.
Yeah.
Are you looking to bring Reggae Sumfest outside of Jamaica?
Well, we've been talking about that from time to time. It was with one of those, I think it was called Sunsplash, right?
Yes.
And they expanded very rapidly out there, and then Puff the Magic Dragon came, and that was finished. So we don't want that to happen to Reggae Sumfest.
But are you saying that it would have been finished because they went outside of Jamaica?
I don't know what happened. I know that they went, and everybody wants to go all over. So, and maybe it's just so much energy and all those things that maybe it's hard to do. So, I'm not being critical. I'm just saying that we're very cognizant of what happened, and we don't want that to happen to this brand here, and we don't need to grow it so big that we can't pay attention to the rock and bring tourism to Jamaica. And we're very, very strong in the tourism business, as you know.
Interesting that you went there. So segue to the numbers of hotel rooms that Reggae Sumfest helps to sell.
Boy, I tell you, it just never stops, Like I said, every hotel room and Airbnb, I think, is booked over this holiday.
And is that as a result of Reggae Sumfest happening this weekend?
Well, you might have to ask Minister Bartlett. Man, he's more of a statistician than I am. And he's very
Sure, I
knowledgeable.
know you have the numbers.
Well, we do have the numbers, but we don't need to talk about 100% of the numbers. But it's big. And I don't know. It's all the way from Ocho Rios all the way down to Chigril.
So for persons who are looking to be a part of Down Sound and wanting to be a part of the local music movement that Down Sound now has, and even through the Reggae Sumfest brand, how does an artist become a Down Sound artist?
The way they do it is they have to be able to catch our attention, and we're we're not looking for a lot of artists. We attract them, and we're not hungry for new artists. We're very, very busy with this entertainment business and the concert business and the streaming business. It makes a lot of sense for how to get your brands out there in ways that's smart. So
I see you're utilizing even social media influencers this time.
well, we've been using them for a long time, but more attention on that now because it's still a better investment than television ads.
Tell me about the sponsors for Reggae Sumfest. Is it hard to get sponsors in?
This time around, which is really amazing, we've got a lot of maybe 5 or 6 new sponsors that come on board, and they're not insignificant sponsors. And I think that's because Reggae Sumfest has attracted a lot of attention around the world, and as you know, personally, you know that a lot of people are coming from abroad that are in the entertainment business. All right, so I can't stay here long. I'm supposed to change my
Final
clothes
thing
and
I want to
everything.
ask you about is the sound clash that happened Pier 1 last
But it was
night.
awesome last night. You were there.
It was full.
It was very full and it was very exciting, and the
Some persons wonder and are a little bit worried about the concept of a clash, and that the music festivals seem to embrace clashes within Jamaica. Do you think that is good for the culture?
say that last sentence again.
Do you think that clashing is good for the culture, the local music culture?
Well, I personally, I think that it's part of the culture of Jamaica is to clash. They're very aggressive, they're loud, and they enjoy competition. So I don't look at it as a clash. I look at it as competition, like sports. Or if you want to take it into really literary ways, something like some of those big writers, back in the 1800s and stuff like that. Shakespeare.
Okay.
Yeah, top-notch stuff.
Okay, Mr. Joseph Bogdanovic, thank you so much.
Nice to see you again. You look nice always, and every time I come in, I never recognize you.